Greetings, the Astro 30 here yet again, and welcome back to AEL. Now, if you're new to this channel, please consider going down below and subscribing if you haven't done so already. Cheers. Now, this multimeter has a weird erratic behavior that sometimes it'll measure thousands of volts AC or DC that don't exist, or the LCD display will not turn on. And I've serviced this once before when it did an erratic voltage measurement, and it's been fine ever since. But it looks like I'm going to have to service it again. Now, I was given this as a gift by a subscriber, and I really like the multimeter. I want to keep using it, but if it's going to continuously have intermittent problems, well, it's not much use, is it? The biggest culprit would actually be this selector switch. The contacts on the inside are probably starting to get a little bit tarnished, so they're not allowing the voltage and the current to pass through the switch contacts properly. So I'm going to do the right thing and take it apart, and I'm going to clean that switch. It's about the only thing I can think of and the only thing I can really do to it to alleviate maybe the issue. It may or may not fix the problem, but it'd be the number one root cause, I would reckon. So I need to get a screwdriver to undo these 4 screws. Now, you can pull your multimeter apart if you want to. It's perfectly safe to do so, but just be aware that when you come to take the circuit board out, that there may be a ball bearing or two on the switch assembly, so don't just pull it right apart without properly looking first and being careful so you don't lose the ball bearings, plus the fingers of the switch. They can fall out very easily. They fall onto the floor, you lose them, you never see them again, and then the multimeter is basically useless then. So that's just pre-warning. I did have a screwdriver before for this, but I don't know where it is. I need a small green handled Phillips. I did have one. I think it might be in the toolbox in the car. But this is sewing machine screwdriver, seems to be doing the job alright. Now, it's only got 4 screws in it as far as I'm aware, and I don't think it's clipped from memory. No, it's not. There we go. So there's the shield there on the back. That's just RF shielding. And there's a spring that it contacts to right there. Alright, and there's only 3 screws, I believe. One there, and one there that hold the main PCB in. There aren't any down the bottom, so I'll pull these 3 screws out. Now it's clipped in here and here and over the other side, so I've got to release those clips. That's what basically holds the switch assembly together. So if I just carefully so I can, there we go. Now, all multimeters are assembled differently, of course, so this is only relevant to this model. And come out of there, you bitch. Right. Oh, it's clipped up the top here near the speaker too. Forgot about that. There we go. Now I've got to be careful of this ribbon cable because that connects it to the other side of the board, which is the LCD. And oh, I can see a problem immediately. Look at all this white powdery crap everywhere. It is all over the contacts too. Contacts don't look to be that dirty though. And as for the fingers, that's what I meant by the fingers. These can fall out, but they seem to be pretty well solid in there. They don't look tarnished either. And this is actually one of these multimeters where the selector switch is actually clipped into the case, and the ball bearings that make the clicking noise would be sitting underneath this assembly already compressed in there, so you won't run the risk of, there's a bit of dust in there too, run the risk of losing ball bearings. Going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to spray some cleaner on the end of it. I'm just going to wipe the fingers over. There's no black stuff coming off, so that's good. Okay. There's no black stuff on there, so I'll do the same to the main PCB. In fact, I might spray the cleaner directly onto it. Again, there's nothing coming off onto my Q-tip to indicate to me that it's dirty. But with that, oh, there's a little bit of dirt. It's a little bit green though. Maybe the solder mask is coming off. I mean, it shouldn't. But anyway, as I was saying, if the dust happens to get between the finger and the contact that it's connecting to, that can cause continuity issues in the switch, therefore not working properly and making proper contact. And I don't think when I serviced this the last time that I actually cleaned the switch. A little bit of crap coming off. So that's nice and clean now. So I can actually put it back in to the assembly. Be mindful of these connection sockets to put them into the holes. And just give it a nice little firm push. Which it doesn't seem to want to go back together now. There it goes. There we go, that's better. Right, okay, so clean off my grubby paw prints off the front of the screen. I'll just pop the batteries back in and see if the thing still works at least. Yes. Although I've got a piece of crap on the inside of the glass now, or plastic. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to pull this apart to get rid of that, or it's gonna annoy me. So one moment please, I'll take this back apart off camera and then I'll come back in a minute. Actually, while I have this apart a second time, I'm going to clean up this rubber membrane thing, because the F3 switch has a habit of sticking in there when you're selecting things. So I just want to make sure that the inside of these holes are actually clean and not a little build up of crap in there. Like dirt or such. Might use another Q-tip. Seems alright. Because, yeah, sometimes you go to switch between resistance and continuity and the F3 switch will stick down randomly. Might be a build up of crap on the edge there too. So I'll just, it's the only one that sticks too. don't really want to get any of this cleaner on the other side of the switch where it makes contact with these here, just in case it changes the resistance or capacitance of these membranes, and so the switches don't work properly again. So I can put that back together now. And I can pop the circuit board back in for the second time. This feels so wrong to do it this way. Like, you can end up running the risk of damaging the circuit board, but it's in there. And that annoying piece of lint is now out of the window. So just make sure that it works again, and then we can put it back together, and then I can basically finish this video off. Yep. So if I go into resistance, that's good. The switch has stopped sticking, or the button's stopped sticking now, so that's good. Alright, I can throw the back panel back on, back cover, and redo up the screws. So, and that's about all I can do with this until it fails again for the next time, and then I'll just throw it out and buy a new one. I forgot to put the screws back in the circuit board. That might help. Got my way ahead of myself there. Sometimes it pays to, you know, pay attention. So let me throw the screws in. So one went up the top. Right, I mean, not that those screws are really needed anyway, but they were in there, so I'm going to put them back in there. Right, now I can do the case up. There we go. I do like what it says here, warning to avoid electrical shock, remove test leads before opening case. Well, I did that, so we're perfectly safe. They mean that if you've got the leads just dangling around, they can come into contact with something live. Possibly if you've got the things open on the bench or on the floor, which you probably shouldn't do. That's all they're really referring to, as if the leads accidentally come into contact with something like a PowerPoint. And there we go. It's all back together and ready to go again for until the next time when it starts acting erratic. So, as I say, there's not much more else I can do to that because, well, there's nothing really serviceable in there. And yeah, it just is what it is. So if I put that in there, and it's measuring resistance okay, which is 0, cross my fingers, 1.4, 1.5 mega ohms. Wow, I'm a resistor. Alright, that'll about do it for this video, and if you enjoyed it, please remember to go down below and like, I might leave that plugged in, like, comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hopefully this will continue to work properly for the next, well, 3 years till it fails again. Anyway, thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.